This is Alan Weinkrantz. I'm here this week at New Orleans Entrepreneur Week here at Idea Village. This is Kate Schneiderman. What do you do and what brought you to New Orleans?
Well, my title is Director of External Affairs. Basically what that means is I manage this ever-growing network. So when people think of the Idea Village and entrepreneurship, they think of just entrepreneurs. That's a key component, but that's not what makes a robust city or a robust ecosystem. You need corporations, universities, investors, students, individuals. You need people to engage in the ecosystem and believe in entrepreneurship. So what does that mean, right? It means if you are a lawyer, can you give pro bono hours to a startup? It means if you are a marketing professional, can you give your time and your services to a young company? Every single person has a place in the ecosystem, and I think a lot of people worldwide don't realize how they can play a role, and it's my job to sort of get everyone together and slot them in an efficient manner.
Okay, so you're not from here.
No.
What?
New York City, born and raised.
New York City. Okay, so you're raised in New York City, and what brought you to New Orleans?
Hurricane Katrina. I was watching the devastation unfold on TV like so many people did, and I was working on Madison Avenue, and I thought, well, I kind of want to have an adventure and I want to do something meaningful. Maybe I'll leave New York for a little bit, for a few years. Oh, New Orleans, they need help. Why don't I go down there and see what I can do? A friend of mine was working with the Red Cross right after the storm, so she said there's so many opportunities for young people to sort of be a big fish in a small pond, if you will.
Right.
So come down and really get your hands dirty, and that appealed to me. You know, when you're 22 and you're in a cubicle, there's only so much you can learn and only so much you can do, so that really appealed to me. So I moved down in November of 2006. Walmart was the only grocery store open. Street lights were still out everywhere. There were no street signs anywhere. It was pretty much like Katrina had just hit, even though it had been, 15 months prior. And I started working for the city council president at the time, so I got right in there in the midst of all the political chaos. And it was a great education for a non-native to come in and meet all these people and learn about the process.
And what compelled you to stay?
You just get stuck here. People refer to it as drinking the New Orleans Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And it's pretty tasty. So once you take a sip, you kind of just want a lot of it.
And when did Idea Village get started?
Idea Village was founded in a bar in 1999.
That's a good place to start?
Yes. It's actually the Loa Bar, which is a few blocks away from here.
Yeah.
It was founded by 5 local entrepreneurs. They'd all grown up here. They all left in the 80s during the oil bust. They'd all lived in New York, Boston, San Francisco, what have you. And they came back in the late 90s to be near their families. And they were all starting internet companies and fighting over clients during the day. And then they would go to this bar at night and sort of, talk about the horrible state of the city.
Right.
And so after, probably a year or two of complaining, they decided, well, we should think of a solution instead of sitting here and drowning our sorrows in scotch. So they figured that entrepreneurs were really the only answer. Entrepreneurs are risk takers, they're innovators, they don't take no for an answer. And when you're in a culture of decline where people just can't see a way out, you need entrepreneurial thinking to really bust through that cement wall. So they thought if we can find entrepreneurial talent, not companies, but the people,
right.
if you can support them, then you can keep them here and then they will grow. So that's really the premise that the Idea Village was founded on. In 2000 we opened our doors. And we've been working ever since.
Favorite food?
Oh, that's really a hard question.
Okay.
Are you kidding? Anything with oysters.
Anything with oysters? Okay, very good. Favorite football team?
The Saints.
Okay, that was a loaded. That was a loaded question.
I used to hate football, now I won't miss a game.
Good. Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks for having me as a speaker this week.
We're thrilled to have you.
And this is Alan Weinkrantz signing off with Kate Schneiderman at Idea Village during New Orleans Entrepreneur Week.